Hello everybody, and welcome back to Bake It Till You Make It with Precious. Today is going to be a really great day because we are finally in the kitchen. You guys, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, right? Okay, so today I'm going to teach y'all how to make a basic vanilla cake, a basic buttercream icing. I'm going to show you how to do a buttercream transfer. What the heck is that? And I'm going to show you my decorations for this cake because everything else is basic, but not the decorations. Why? Because Super Bowl is coming up, you guys, and we have two new teams that haven't been in a really long time. The team I'm going for is the Bengals. So we are going to make a Bengals themed cake, you guys. This is going to be so great. So before we get started, I just want to say thank you everyone who tuned in to the premiere, who gave me feedback, who just really appreciated what I did. And I was really nervous, but it was more of an excited nervous. I was more nervous to finally put something out that I have been waiting to do for a long time. So just thank you all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm putting up a new video, and also tell your friends that I am teaching you all how to bake. Okay? Now, let's get started. Okay, first things first, you always need to wash your hands first. Of course, we all should know that by now, but you still got to tell some people, wash your hands before you start anything. Alright, I washed my hands. They're clean. So, first thing, we're going to mise en place. Precious, can you speak English, please? Alright, I'm going to teach y'all a little French. Mise en place means you're going to gather all your ingredients. You're going to have them pre-measured. You're going to grab all the tools that you need to complete whatever task that you are doing. So today we're making a 9-inch round cake. So we've gotten everything that we need. I've already mise en place and pre-measured. And everything that you're going to need is going to be located in the description down below. So when you watch this video again, you can go ahead and get your stuff together and then you can follow along, okay? So, first thing you're going to do is measure all your ingredients, okay? And I want y'all to meet my buddy, Mrs. Smith. She has been with me since 2013 and has not given up on me yet. So we're going to hope that she keeps trucking with me, all right? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to add your butter to your bowl, okay? And I'm just adding 4 sticks, and you want to make sure it is room temperature or pliable. Okay, my hand's getting a little messy already. All right, and also you're going to add your sugar. Let's get rid of that. Granulated sugar. And then you're gonna add your corn syrup, okay? And we're doing what we call the creaming method. And the creaming method just basically means that you have a solid fat, which is like butter, vegetable shortening, or something like that, and it has to be smooth down to a consistency that can be used in like whatever you're making, so that it just all incorporates together, because the last thing you want is like chunks of butter and things inside your cake. Okay, now that we got that in here, you can use a handheld mixer, you can use a stand mixer like I have. So we're going to cream these ingredients up. So I have it on low speed now, just so it can kind of mix together. And what you want it to do is you want it to become very light, fluffy. So what you're going to see is when you first put your butter in there, your butter is going to have a yellowish tint. But the more that you mix this together, it's going to aerate, which means air is going to incorporate into the butter and the ingredients, and it's going to make it turn whiter. Okay, it's not going to be completely white, but it's going to turn whiter than it was when you first started. So now that this is together, I'm going to turn it up. Okay, turn it up. Y'all know that song? Watch it till you get fed. I don't even know the words, but hey. Every time you make anything in a mixing bowl, with a stand mixer, you want to stop it. You want to scrape it down because you want all that stuff to get incorporated right. So get you a little spatula. It don't matter which kind you get. This one is $1 at the Dollar Tree. And just okay, don't get the dollar one at the Dollar Tree because this is what's gonna happen. So yeah, you just scrape down your sides. Remix it, remix it, remix it up. Hey, look at that flicker away. Alright. I have this on 10 speed. You don't have to put it on high speed. Take your time. We're just doing this faster for the video, alright? Alrighty. So, this is what we have. It's a little lighter, a little whiter, like I was saying. It still has a yellowish tint, but hey, it goes. Okay. We're going to mix it up a little bit more. We're going to scrape them sides down a little bit more. Alright. Okay. Good to go. And that's how it looks in your bowl. You are going to add each of your eggs, one egg at a time. You want to have it on a pretty low speed and one egg at a time because you don't want it to break, you don't want it to crack, you want it to be smooth, you don't want it to get curdled, okay? You want it to be nice, light, and fluffy. So there's one egg, and that's the good thing about a stand mixer because you don't have to keep stopping and starting and stopping and starting. All right, there's 2 of my eggs. So after each set of 2 eggs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it and we're going to scrape it down. A B-O-O-S-I-E-B-A-D-A-Z-Z. That's me. Scrape it down. Okay. So, yeah, scrape that down. Y'all know I'm about sick of this spatula. Okay. Scrape me down. All right. Then you're going to add another egg. Oh, both of them jumped in at the same time. Okay, so that's our other 2 eggs. They just wanted to jump in real quick. Okay. Now you're going to stop that. And it's real fluffy. It's real fluffy, y'all. Look at that. Y'all see it? Kind of looks like icing. All right. And then we're going to do our final 2 eggs. 1. Come on. Get in there. Mix it real good. Mix it. Mix it good. One thing y'all don't see me doing here, y'all don't see me singing and at the food. That's what I do all day Tuesday. Alright. Turn it up just a bit. And then we're going to do our final egg. Alright. So now we're going to add our flavoring. So vanilla extract, you guys. It's just a basic vanilla yellow cake, okay? So So vanilla extract, we're going to stream that in there. Okay. And you will see it kind of break a little bit, y'all. And that's because vanilla extract, any extract is made with like an alcohol base. And what you're doing is you're taking that particular thing. So say we have vanilla extract. We're taking vanilla beans, we're placing it in alcohol. By alcohol, I mean like Everclear, something like that. And it just sits for a while until all that flavor and everything extracts, flavor, color, everything. So when eggs touch something like that, it tends to curdle and break apart. So, all right, while we're letting that mix in, so I'm gonna teach you guys how to do buttermilk, because sometimes you may not have buttermilk, which is my case today because I forgot to pick it up at the store. But I just happen to have regular whole milk and I have some lemon juice. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a tablespoon of buttermilk to each cup of milk. So here our recipe calls for 12 ounces, which is a cup and a half of milk. So we're going to need 1 1/2 tablespoons. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay. And this is a half tablespoon measurement. So whatever you have, make sure you read which one it is. Okay. So we got half, got 1, and then we got another half. And what you're going to do is you're going to stir it, and it should curdle up, and it should be smooth, velvety, like buttermilk. Okay? So, the next thing we're going to do is our dry ingredients. So I'm going to stop this from mixing. So here I have my pre-measured flour, and this is my baking soda and salt. What I like to do is I like to put all my dry ingredients together, and you can mix it with a whisk, you can mix it with a fork, but I just kind of like to mix it around so I know that everything is incorporated evenly. Okay? All right. So the next thing we're going to do, this is pretty much the last step to the baking process, is we're going to add dry and wet ingredients. And what you want to do is alternate. So we're going to do a scoop of dry. Okay. And we're going to mix that around. And it should look more put together when you do that. Okay. Then you're going to do a little wet, which is your buttermilk mixture. And by now it should have sat and curdled a little bit. Okay. Make sure you use whole milk or it's not going to work quite right. Okay. I can't even talk. All right. And then you're going to stop and scrape it down like we usually do. Y'all know how to do this by now. And when you alternate, you want to end on dry, okay? So, another scoop of dry. And there's like no real measurement of how much dry to wet. You want it to at least be as equal as possible when you're alternating, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way, okay? All right, and we're going to add some more wet to it. Right, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to scrape it down. Make sure we get all that. I keep using the wrong one. Make sure we get all of that in there. Okay. Gonna go dry again. little wet. Right. And then like I said, all the wet is gone. We have this much dry left. We're gonna end with dry, okay? So, dry ingredients. Right? And after that, you're just gonna let this run for a little bit, okay? You're gonna let it run and get all smooth and fluffy. We're gonna let it run for about 5 minutes, and we'll be back for the next step. We're gonna go to the table next because I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with this cake. All right? Okay. It's time for tips and tricks with Precious. Now, this particular tip is going to change your cake game forever, okay? Meaning, you don't have to be scared about your cake falling apart and getting stuck in the pan, because this way will make it so much easier for you to remove your cakes from the pan, okay? All right, let's get started. So for this particular cake that we're doing today, what you'll need is 2 9-inch round pans, a long slip of parchment paper, not wax paper, but parchment paper. My brand is Reynolds Wrap, but you can also get it from the dollar store. Okay, you're gonna need a utensil, a pair of scissors, and some type of oil spray, okay? So, the first thing you're gonna do is fold your long piece of parchment in half, or as close to half as you can get it. Okay, I put a little crease in mine, that's just what I wanna do. Okay, you're gonna take your 9-inch pan, you're gonna put it down on the table, right? And you're gonna take your hands, put it in the middle of your pan to keep it stable. And then you're going to take your utensil and you're going to go around, okay? Like that. Round and around and around. And then you're going to lift up and you should see the mark of where you left your wing. Okay, and after that, you're going to make sure your parchment is straight. And then you're going to cut that circle out. Cut it out, cut it out, cut it out. Ooh, scissor difficulties. It don't have to be perfect. You're just cutting it out. Alright. And since you folded it in half, you should have 2 separate circles. So the next thing you're going to do, take your cake pans, you're going to spray a little bit of that oil on the bottom, because quite honestly, when you put this paper in, I put the spray down just for the paper to stay down, but you can honestly just put it in there without the spray, and that's it. And now you're ready to put your cake batter in there. You don't even have to worry about spraying the sides, because I'm going to show you how to release that, okay? Okay, everybody, we are currently at the table because we're finna do something special with our cake batter, okay? So, I told you at the beginning of the video, we're doing a Super Bowl themed cake. So we are going to do a Bengals theme, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to color our batter. And we're going to do it in orange and black, you guys. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your bowl, okay? We got our batter. You're going to leave half of it in this bowl, and half of it is going to go in the other bowl, okay? So I got 2 bowls. This is the one we had flour in earlier. Didn't wash it out because it's just flour. So we're going to take about half of this. And you can see how fluffy that is. A little bit more. Right? Put the orange in my green bowl. And the black's gonna go on this one. All right. And you're just gonna mix it. Mix it, mix it, mix it. Okay, now we have our colors. What you're gonna do is we're gonna do a method. It's kind of like a marbling method, but not quite. So we're gonna take a scoop of our orange, put it in the middle and of each pan. And we prepared our pans with parchment paper as you saw in the segment. So orange, okay? And then we're gonna do the grayish black. We're gonna put that right in the middle of the orange, okay? Right in the middle. Right in the middle, okay? And you wanna try to do this as even as possible, okay? So your cakes are like the same height, same size. You're gonna put this orange right in the middle of that black. It's okay if it kind of moves to the side. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right. All right, we're gonna do it again. Black. Right, now I'm gonna go wash my hands and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. Now that I wash my hands, you're gonna take your batter. That's what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna start tapping. So with a level out, okay? And you see how pretty even we got these layers, okay? You finish tapping them out, your oven should already be preheated. So we're gonna place it in the oven for 45 minutes. We're gonna check back on it. And then we're going to go to the computer room so I can show you how to do a buttercream transfer, okay? All right. So we're in the computer room and I'm gonna show you how to do a buttercream transfer, okay? So the first thing you wanna do is open up your web browser, open up Microsoft Word, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is in our web browser, we're gonna look up whatever picture we want. So Cincinnati Bengals is what I want. I want that symbol. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a picture of the logo that I like the most. Our cake is a 9-inch round. And for the particular design we're going to be doing, this bee is going to be in the middle on like the bottom 2/3 of the cake on top. So, which means we're not going to make it 9 inches wide because that's not what we wanted. So we're going to do it about halfway. Okay, so this is 2 inches tall. We're going to make it about 4. Okay, I'm going to crop this because I want it true to size, as true to size as possible. So I'm going to crop it to where there's a little black so I can differentiate between where the white outline is. Alrighty. And we're going to take these sides in as well. Alright, and now that we have it to about true to size, it is about 4 inches wide and 3 inches tall, which I think is quite enough for what we're going to do. So what you're going to do is now we're going to flip the picture backwards. And I will show you why we have to flip it backwards, okay? So I'm going to take it, flip that B backwards, okay? So we're going to go File, we're going to print it, and then you can print it in black and white if you already know where the colors are and where they go. And we're going to go ahead and print it, and then we're going to move to the next part of the transfer, okay? Okay, y'all, now that I am done putting my icing into different bags. We're going to start on our transfer, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to need a flat surface, so I like to use a cake pan, okay? And we have our backwards symbol, which my black didn't print out, but I know where the black goes, so we're going to do it that way. Okay, so first you're going to lay it on here. You're going to need some wax paper, you guys. Wax paper. And wax paper has two different sides. It has a waxy side, okay? And then it has a rougher side. You want the waxy side to be up, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to place it on top of our picture, right? But as you can see through the wax paper, which is why this is good for a buttercream transfer. Okay? So first things first, I'm going to outline all the white. So I'm going to tuck this paper under here so that it's secure and does not move. Okay? You can tape it down or what have you, if that's what you need to do. I have a piping bag, right? And I have my tip. Each tip has a number, okay? So round ones are usually 1-digit numbers. So number 1 all the way up, and that just tells you what the thickness of it is. So this is a number 5, and you see it's round. So as you see the different tips go down in number, you'll see the hole in it gets smaller. So this is a number 5. So first thing I'm going to do is remember what picture I had, right? And where the white was around here and in the middle slots. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and trace. And you remember that your picture is backwards. My hand's not steady today, y'all. Right, and if you need to, you can use your other hand to guide. But you're basically just squeezing with a little bit of pressure. But you want to make sure it's going on flat, okay? And then we have this middle part. We're going to go on the inside of that. And then we're going to circle around, make the middle parts of the bee. All right. And that should be good. So now I'm going to go in with the orange. Uh-oh, my orange slid back. So we're going to go in with the orange. I'm different. I use the same tips sometimes when I don't feel like getting the other tips. That's just a little lazy, but. So we're going to go in with the orange, and the orange is on there so you can easily see it. What I like to do is, first of all, you want to get that white out of your bag, okay? I'll go in with that orange. I'm going to do an outline first, though. So you want to kind of outline it like so, and then go back in, okay? Make sure it's touching the bottom. Outline it and go back in. Okay. Go back in. This is a more simple one. It only has 3 colors. All right, and then what you're gonna do next is get your black one. I'm gonna do the same thing. You'll see me squeeze some out on the table. That's just me to get that black coming out of there. All right. And then we're gonna go back in with that black. And take your time, you guys. This is a process. You're creating some art. This You know, take your time and go. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. Alrighty. Now, this is kind of like, you know how people do pancake art and they, kind of draw it out and then fill it back in. It's kind of like pancake art like that. So, I have my beef. But I missed the little spots. So now I have my bead, you guys. And what you're going to do now is you're going to create like some height, a little platform for it. So any of the colors, it doesn't matter which one you want to use. We're going to go back in and go on top of it. But you want to follow the shape and the line, okay? It doesn't have to be quite smooth out like this. Alright. And that's it. You're going to pop this in the freezer until you're ready to use it. That way it is solid, it is firm, and you can just pick it up and put it on there. Now you see we did it backwards because we're going to flip it over and it's going to be forward. That's going to be good. Alright. Okay. We'll see y'all later when we're ready to decorate the cake. So, it's been about an hour and a half and our cakes have cooled. So now, remember earlier we lined our pans. We didn't put anything on the sides of it. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take either an offset spatula like the one I have, or you're going to take a butter knife and you're going to stick it to the side of the pan. Stay as close to the side of your pan as you can so you don't cut into the cake. And you're going to release that cake from around. So you're going to turn it and release. And when you do that, you should be able to flip it over and your cake should come right on out. That is the importance of that paper. So now make sure you always make sure you take the paper off so that when you go back to ice it or cut it, your guest ain't cutting into some paper and trying to pick it out. Okay? Okay, y'all, our cake has come out of the cooler and so is our icing. So we're gonna try this again. Okay? So we're gonna place some of this icing on top. Okay? Just a little bit because we already got our crumb coat. So that's already a lot better. So you're going to smooth it out. And y'all see this top edge? Y'all see how we got that lip right there? That's what you want, okay? It's like a lip of icing. So we're going to smooth this out as much as we can. Okay? And then we're going to take some and put it on our sides. All right. I'm going to spread it all the way around the sides. You can put as much as you want, as little as you want, just as long as it covers, okay? Now, we're going to take our scraper, right? And we're going to take our scraper. So you're going to start your scraper maybe up here. You're going to have a little pressure, a little angle. And what you're going to do is you're going to spin this. Okay. Take some off of there. Spin it again. You want it as smooth as possible. And then I just keep going around like this. Okay. Great. So you see this little lip is created at the top? That's why you wanted it to be spread across there, okay? That's why you wanted it to be spread across the board and the lip hang off a little bit. And what you're going to do is you're going to fly in like an airplane at an angle, right? And you're going to scrape it off towards you, towards the middle, and go up, turn it, do the same thing, turn it, do the same thing. And you're going to keep doing that until you get it smooth on the top. You can get it as smooth as possible, just as long as one of our parts is smooth. It's okay. now that we have it like that, I'm going to clean off my offset. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to place a score across the cake. We're going to leave about 2/3 of it. So about here, you want to score a straight line across your cake. And don't worry about the line being wiggly or messed up, because we're going to fix it, okay? It's going to be good. So now, after that, you're going to need some sprinkles. You can use a Jimmy, you can use these, but they need to be rainbow, because this is your crowd of people. You cannot have a Super Bowl without a crowd of people, okay? So this is your crowd of people. So what we're going to do is, above the line here, we're going to cover it with these sprinkles. Okay, so after you've scored your cake and you place your sprinkles on here like this, true. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take your white bag, okay? You want a piping tip, right? A round one. Usually go smaller, but today I'm gonna go large. So you're going to make a line right in the middle of your cake like that. Alrighty. And then you're going to draw that line, okay, y'all? So draw the line. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Uh-oh. My line broke, so I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, my hand's shaky. Okay, that's as good as we're gonna get that line right. And we remember our buttercream transfer. This is your transfer. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna carefully peel it. Peel it, peel it, peel it. And we're gonna stick that bee right in the middle of that line. That's why your line doesn't matter. A line on this side. You're gonna do a line on this side, and then you're gonna do it again towards the end. We're gonna do it again towards the end. Then we're gonna write the number 50, because that is our 50-yard line. So that's what it looks like. Remember, we talked about this line in the middle. As you can see, I did not put a coupler or anything in here because we're just simply making a line. So you're gonna cut the tip of this off and you're gonna make the line across, okay? It could be thicker, it could be thinner. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm gonna make mine thicker. Alrighty. And now I take these lines down as well. So the lines that are on the cake across here, I'm gonna bring them down here, okay? So one line, two lines, three lines, four lines, and 5 lines, okay? Anyway, we're gonna do an orange border on this cake. My favorite border to do is a a reverse E or a reverse shell border. So if you look at the tip, it has a lot of prongs. This is a number 74 tip. So it's really like a open star tip. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna start piping, but you're gonna make a figure 8 kind of thing. It's gonna be kind of hard to do. So basically you're like taking it like this and going like that all the way around, okay? That one's sloppy, but you get the point. It'll be neater on this cake. So as I do that all the way around, okay? Until I get to the number 50. And I'm gonna leave it open just so you can see that, okay? Now, we are going to do a bottom border. So it's throwing stuff. Bottom border. And this is a grass tip. I showed it to you guys earlier, but you see how it has many holes in there? It's gonna make some grass. So all you're doing, I'm gonna do it on here. All you're doing is squeezing and letting up, okay? Squeeze, let up, squeeze, let up, squeeze, let up. I'm gonna bring it a little closer so you can see. Squeeze, pull, squeeze, pull, squeeze, pull, squeeze, and then keep squeezing the grass around there. Some of our people have fallen off. That's okay. Squeeze, squeeze, y'all. Right. And there we have it, you guys. All right. Got that beat on there. We squeeze around the top, we squeeze around the bottom. All right, and as you can see, here we go. You see we squeeze that grass border around the bottom. Remember what we did to the batter? We're about to cut this cake and see what it's hitting for, okay? So, I'm gonna cut it in the back so the beak can still be seen. Y'all ready? Just a slice. I don't want that much. Orange or black, y'all. Orange and black. Isn't that cute? We're gonna give it a little taste, because why not? Best basic vanilla cake you can ever have, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. I hope you learned a lot about making vanilla cake, buttercream icing, and decorating a cake like this. You guys, I want to see you guys do it. I want to see you guys be able to make your team's logo and do this cake. So, you know, try it out. Tag me at Bake It Till You Make It 14 on Instagram, or you can email it to me at bakeittillyoumakeit14@gmail.com. I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for rocking with me. Bye.